Hi there, it's Sandra from Savvy Teaching Tips. Today I want to show you how I introduce addition. So today's video will show you 3 games to introduce addition and subtraction to K and first graders. If you want me to create more videos like this, please like and subscribe below. Don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when my new videos pop up. They pop up every Monday morning. When I say games, I use the term loosely. So these 3 games introduce addition and subtraction. These games are really simple. They might have come across as being kind of dull or boring, but the kids really like them. They really find them fun. They get to move around, they get to do stuff. There's low stress, and that reduces anxiety. So I would teach these games on the carpet to a smaller group of kids, so maybe 10 kids max at a time. That way you can sit in a circle that's small enough so that the kids can see what the other kids have in front of them as well, and be able to see the other kids' hands. And you'll understand as you learn more about this game. So the first game is called the hand game. And we have the kids have their own collection of counters, mini erasers, math junk, whatever, blocks. And they're sitting in the circle. So the teacher says, take 4 erasers out. Put 3 in one hand and 1 in the other. And then I would put the lid on the kids' container or move the container so they can't grab anymore. So they've only got this. Then the teacher demonstrates. So when it's your turn, you're going to open your hands one at a time and tell the group how many beans you see. And I will show you how. So the teacher says, opens one hand and says 3, and then keeps that hand open and opens the other one and says, and 1. 3 and 1. The children practice going through this motion. They either say 3 and 1 or 1 and 3, depending on which hand they open first. When they say and, they know to open the other hand. So you're going to practice this for 30 seconds or so, and then you're going to go around the circle. And this time the child opening their hand does not talk. The rest of the class talks. This is getting the rest of the class engaged, and they are focusing on the concept of what's going on. So the child opens each hand, and the class says 1 and 3. This also helps the class to focus on what's going on in the child's hand and not on the child's mouth as they speak. I tell the kids that they get to decide how many of each. So we still only have 4 counters, but now they get to decide how many goes in their hand. So some kids will say 2 and 2. Others might have 4 and 0. Once the kids understand the game, split the class into small groups, or so you've introduced a couple small groups. Now you can split the class, groups of 5 or 6 kids, and play the game again by themselves. You can walk around and supervise. The next day, I would play the same game, but I would use a different number of counters. For second grade, they may need to vary the number each time they go around the circle. Okay, the second game is called Lift the Bowl. Each child needs a bowl. The teacher gives each child 4 blocks. Take the 4 blocks and put them under your bowl. Now the teacher removes all the extra blocks. Now take 1 block out and put it on top of your bowl. And I am going to tell you how many blocks I have on top of my bowl, and then I'm going to lift my bowl and tell you how many blocks I have underneath the bowl. Listen to what I say and then repeat. 1, lift bowl, and 3. 1 and 3. Teacher says the above, and the students echo. Now, let's go around the circle, and as everyone moves around the circle, the rest of us will say the number of blocks. 1, the child lifts the bowl, and 3. Go around the circle, taking turns. Now this time, you get to decide how many of your 4 blocks to put on the top of your bowl. You can use any number you want, and somebody might ask, is it okay to put all the blocks on top? Sure. So take turns going around the circle, and the rest of the class talks as the child lifts the bowl. So 2 and 2, etc. Remember, we're getting the kids to focus on the numbers, not on the mouth of the child that's talking. So the third game is called the wall. Get the kids to line up their blocks in a row, going out away from them. Make sure there's at least 1 inch between each block. So they're sitting on the carpet, and the blocks are going away from them. Teach the kids to wall off. So for example, wall off 3 means that the student counts out 3 blocks and puts their hand down as a wall. So behind their hand is 1 block. They say 3, then peek behind the wall, and 1, 3, and 1. Try this a few times, then choose a child to be the teacher, and they get to call out wall off 1, wall off 3, whatever. So if the teacher says wall off 1, the kids will wall off 1. And then the teacher will say peek. And the kids will count out the number. So if the teacher calls off 1, the kids go 1. And then the teacher goes peek. And the kids go, and 3. And then to make things a little more engaging, the teacher could say wall off 0. So that gives the kids a bit of a challenge. 0, peek, and 4. All 3 of these games are really basic, but they're great for beginning grade 1. Once kids learn the structure of the game, you can get to them to use more difficult numbers. And second graders would be starting this game with numbers between 10 to 20. Because we're going to be starting the year working on addition to 20 and then working on addition to 100. If the students find the games too easy, quickly move them along in difficulty. I don't know if you noticed, but all 3 of these games follow a similar structure. Number 1, the teacher models and the teacher speaks. And then, secondly, everyone copies the teacher and copies the teacher's speech. Then, number 3, we go around the circle. One child models, everyone else speaks. And then number 4, go around the circle again, and children can vary the number that they hide, wall off, put under the bowl, etc. Everyone speaks together. Number 5, play the game in small groups. And number 6, move to more difficult numbers. And number 7, move towards, which I haven't talked about here, but moving down towards writing down the questions on their whiteboard, playing the game independently or playing with just a partner, and being able to write down what their question is. That's the ultimate goal, is we're working towards actually doing these equations on a worksheet. And that's it. So thanks for stopping by today. My Facebook and my Instagram are @SavvyTeachingTips, and my TikTok is @SavvyTeaching.